Here's some facts about Ben 10 most fans don't even know. First is why he yells when he transforms. You probably wondered why he always yells the alien's name he turns into. And Kev was thinking the same thing in the show and asked Ben, why does he do that? And Ben just straight up says, it strikes fear in my enemy's heart when I do that. I guess he does it to scare people. Next, did you know that Cartoon Network made a short animation where Ben walks into a room where Superman and the Justice League are sitting, and everyone's acting nonchalant and acting like they don't know who he is, and then when he leaves the room, Superman gets all excited because he finds out Ben's wearing Superman pajamas, and Batman's tweaking because the Ben Tennyson asked for his autograph. Next, the Omnitrix weren't even meant for Ben, it was meant for his grandpa Max, and all 52 episodes of the Ben 10 show took place in 3 months. Next, ever wondered why Ben de-transforms early or doesn't get the aliens he wants even though he asked for a specific alien? Well, the creator of the Omnitrix named Azimuth revealed to Ben that the reason why this happens is because he's being too aggressive with the Omnitrix. When banging and being too rough on the Omnitrix, it can cause the timer to mess up. And whenever he slammed his hand on the Omnitrix, that's another reason why the Omnitrix was always messing up and making mistakes. Finally, the Omnitrix has over 1 million plus DNA samples in it of alien species, and the main purpose of it is to revive any alien species that are going to go extinct or are extinct. Let me know what character to do next, down there. Yo, the Marvel Rivals community is furious over this post.
The more women who play video games are making video games worse. They are making the experience worse. Because they're acting like women and they expect men to act differently.
And guess what people did right after this? They find out and go to his history and see that he's been straight up on a losing streak. Then they go to the game match he was talking about and found out the woman that he was talking about wasn't even the one selling, it was him. First thing that happens to him is he gets pulled off the map by Spider-Man and then sits in spawn as Black Widow AFK like he's playing Bloons Tower Defense for almost a minute straight. Then to top it off, as a support, she had the most healing at the end of the game. This take was so bad that the Blade voice actor in the game made a video saying,
Somebody always trying to ice skate uphill.
In response, I don't think women are ruining games, and I don't think men are ruining games. It's simply people like you. Take a mental break from the game. It's not that deep. You guys have been asking me how I feel about Sonic Rumble. Sega, what are we doing? First off, before I started playing the game, I seen that it had a lot of negative reviews, mainly because they're saying that it's unbalanced and pay to win. And after a couple matches, I don't see it. It's pretty easy. And I didn't spend a ring, emerald, or diamond on the game. My only problem with the game is why are there skins that cost $46? Are these Sonic skins gonna make me bacon and eggs in the morning? Why do they cost more than Sonic Mania? It's clearly greediness. I went to Sega's official website where they sell Sonic merch and plushies, and they all are less expensive and lower priced than a digital Sonic skin. And don't ever make me start off by playing as a Sonic Forces character when I first start off a Sonic game. Nah, just playing. But the only problem I had was really just the pricing for some of the skins is kind of just too crazily high. Other than that, the gameplay's pretty fun. So why is no one talking about how divers just found a cave that holds a spiderweb mega city? And get this, it's as big as a tennis court and stretches 106 meters. This cave was found in Albania, Greece, and it's said to house 111,000 spiders and even hundreds of thousands of flies and mosquitoes. And you can only enter the cave through water. What, are they having a secret meeting to take over the world? I don't know how people sit here and study things like this. Have those miners never played Terraria? Those spider caves ain't no joke. I think they just found a dungeon with a spider spawner, getting that XP. Why does no one talk about the early 2000s and how they were just obsessed with wolves and vampires? Hold on, let me cook. When Twilight was released in the early 2000s, it literally made vampires and wolves' popularity go up by like 10 million. Vampire, but mostly wolf shows were popping out left and right, including video games as well. And they were so big that Sega and Nintendo looked at it and was like, we gotta make our own games. Nintendo said, remember Link? Let's turn him into a wolf. Sega said, remember Sonic? Let's turn him into a wolf. And the funny thing about both of these games is that they were the darkest in the series. Zelda Twilight Princess probably wasn't as dark as Majora's Mask, but the game was outright sad, and still one of the best in the series. Sonic Unleashed had probably the best game cinematic of all time, and I don't care what anybody says, the Werehog Sonic gameplay was overhated. And did I forget to mention that Nintendo brought back Wolf that debuted in Star Fox in the 90s and just added him into Super Smash Bros. Brawl? That wasn't no coincidence. Everybody was like, oh, baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Here are my top 5 strongest LEGO Ninjago characters in their prime forms. First, for number 5 is Lord Garmadon. Lord Garmadon is literally the embodiment of destruction, and even though he is stronger than his brother Master Wu and the father of the Green Ninja, he's not beating the Green Ninja, which is why I gotta put Lloyd at number 4. Each time, Lord Garmadon did the worst against the Overlord. Lord Garmadon got his body taken by the Overlord. It could barely overpower the Blackie, while his son, Lloyd, was actually putting up a good fight. Even when the Overlord returned stronger, Lloyd still did the best against him. And if I'm being honest, with his golden form and other forms, I think Lloyd has stronger forms. For number 3 is the Source Dragon of Life. Now, all of the Source Dragons are probably equal in strength. He just seems like the strongest because of his link connection with Lloyd. For number 2, the Overlord. Me personally, I don't think Source Dragon Power Lloyd is stronger than Golden Form Lloyd. Didn't they describe this power as the same as the first Spinjitzu Master? And the Overlord was going toe to toe with that and almost beat it, but lost, then came back even stronger and fought the Ultra Golden Dragon? Now, before I get into number 1, an honorable mention is Nodacon. I know some of you would put him as number 1 because he has an infinite amount of wishes he can use, but if you have that much power, you gotta be an idiot to lose. He's powerful and all, but I just don't know where to put him. He's just a dent head. And last but not weak, the first Spinjitzu Master. When Oni and the Dragon Race, who are basically the creation and darkness or light and evil, yin and yang, when he was just a little kid, and not only was he able to take their power and use it and show that he was stronger than them, but he left and created the whole world of Ninjago. You know he's the strongest when mostly all of the things that are golden are broken and basically derived from his power, no matter if it's a golden dragon or blade. There's a reason why he covers his face, because long before time had a name, he was the only one curious enough to create one. So there was this comment I seen earlier asking, what's the most disturbing eerie Sonic fact that you've always wanted an answer to? This one might mess with a lot of you guys' heads, but hold on, let me cook. You know how Sonic and his friends are always protecting and saving the lives of animals from the likes of Eggman? I want you to take a look with me in the game Sonic Unleashed. In this game, Sonic can go eat his favorite food, chili dogs, at stands, but also other foods like steak, sandwiches with meat. Has anyone ever wondered what is an animal like Sonic doing eating animals that he 99% of the time is usually protecting from being killed? We even see Eggman eating one of these meat sandwiches. Why is that okay to Sonic? Even in the movies, Sonic eats chili dogs, but he never even questions why Tom's dog doesn't talk. I think Sonic is okay with animals not only being pets, but also being eaten to death. And he might just be protecting these animals from Eggman because maybe he doesn't want everyone running out of food too fast. There's no way a Fortnite NPC is moving like this. It just came out that Ned Flanders has eliminated over 30,000 players in the first 5 days of the Sims Fortnite season. So I pulled up on him because I want the smoke, and when I tell you he's a demon, that would be an understatement. If Ned somewhat catches drift that you're an op, he's sprinting towards you with his barbecue skewers and beating the blood, sweat, and shield off your goofy ass. It don't even matter if you have a gun pointed toward his head, he not stopping. What's crazy about this is that in the show, he's a nice religious guy, but people take advantage of that and walk all over him like Homer when he goes over to his house and steals stuff and says, I'm just borrowing it. And this got Ned so mad that he took everything back that he quote unquote borrowed from him and destroyed it all and even started having a car fight with him. When it comes to who's the most dangerous Fortnite NPC, Ned Flanders solos! This childhood game is so disturbing, but nobody talks about it. So if you didn't know, Back of the Barnyard had a PlayStation 2 game. And in this game, it takes place in the barnyard, of course, and everything's cool. You meet Otis and you see the pig and everything. But then it gets time